Welcome. My name is Lydia Miller, and I am the Worship Associate today, and part of a team of people working to record and stream this service to you wherever you may be. We are an inclusive congregation that welcomes you as you are, inclusive of all your identities, complexities, and situations. We welcome your whole self, even if it isn't fully formed, because we recognize that we are all a work in progress and we are all in this together. Please join me in our opening affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship. For these high purposes do we unite in worship. This morning's chalice lighting is by Mary Lamb Sheldon. More than relic, living symbol, beacon to the bewildered, illuminating refuge. Light of hope calling to community, signal of sacred mission. Shine now in the world, set being ablaze. Kindle our courage, spark our hearts into service. Glow hope.
Welcome. Welcome to the right now. The right now includes beauty and pain, joy and sorrow. The right now includes you and me, and all that the right now asks is that we show up. Welcome.
Our congregation has a mission. Please join me in saying these words together. Our spiritual community lives courage, nurtures wonder, inspires justice, includes all.
At this time in our service, we recognize the joys and concerns of our community. This is a candle of joy mixed with concern. Joy that justice is being served in Minneapolis, and concern that there is still so much justice waiting. This is a candle of concern and care. Victoria Todd's mother died last week, and she and Rick are returning home, and we hold their family in our hearts. This is a candle of concern for all of the tomato plants that were set out when the weather was warm, only to be hit with cold blasts this past week. My hope is that there will be a good harvest this summer, one way or the other. And finally, here's a candle for all of the joys and concerns which were not shared, yet are felt deeply in our hearts. This is the fourth Sunday of the month, and so this service aims to include all ages, and when we include all ages, we like to do a Buddhist meditation, a meditation of loving kindness. And so we're going to say some very simple words 3 times. I'll say them, and then you can repeat them after. And the first time we say these words for ourselves, and the second time we say them for someone we care about. The third time we say them for someone with whom we might be unhappy or mad at, or as the grown-ups might say, someone with whom we are not in right relations. Say the words, you say them after. First time, for myself. May I be free from danger. May I be happy in my mind. May I be happy in my body. May I have ease of well-being. Second time, said for someone whom I love, someone I care about. Get that person in your mind. May you be free from danger. May you be happy in your mind. May you be happy in your body. May you have ease of well-being. Now, third time. Said for someone with whom you might be unhappy or distanced from. Get that person in your mind. May you be free from danger. May you be happy in your mind. May you be happy in your body. May you have ease of well-being. Blessed be. May it be so.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Isn't that a beautiful video? It was created by NASA, generated on a supercomputer, and it's a visualization of our planet, complete with a typhoon and other weather patterns of our atmosphere. We can create pictures of how the Earth behaves. Now, if only we could create pictures of how we might behave in order that the earth could still sustain us. Maybe we need some stories to help us out. Here are some of the stories we already have. In one beginning, a creator created a creation of space and light and water and firmament. And the whole creating process was so satisfying that the creator continued creating more creations. And now, according to the ancient Hebrews, the creator mixed up some dust, maybe with water, shaped it into a creature. And when the creator blew into the creature, it came to life. In another beginning, as told by the Wabanaki people of this continent, the creator was messing around with some mud, making interesting creations, when it noticed that some of the mud was assembling itself into a being. Now that was interesting. The creator had never seen dirt do that before. So the creator watched in astonishment as the mud patted and pinched itself into a two-legged creature. And then the creator watched in amazement and amusement as this self-made creature, mud creature, got busy and all kinds of shenanigans. Look at the stories of Gluskapi. There are so many stories about how humans arose from humus. In some accounts, we tumbled out of giant fruit pods. And many people know that we were fashioned out of ground corn mixed with water. The common element in all of these accounts is the commonness of the elements, the dirt, the water, the cornmeal, the stuff is everywhere. Humble humus humans. In the creation story told by the ancient Hebrews, the creative force, the Elohim, which is a plural noun and can include masculine and feminine, if you like. The creative Elohim shapes a creature out of the Adamah, the Hebrew word for dirt. And out of the Adamah creates Adam, which is kind of like calling it mud creature or dirt being, or more poetically, earthling. That subsequent versions of this word Adam turn it into a given name, capital A, Adam. Well, that's what happens with translations. But what happens if you go back and read the Hebrew Scriptures, read Genesis, the first book in the Hebrew Scriptures, and where the word Adam is used, take away the capital A and substitute the words mud creature, or dirt being, or earthling. Because remember that every time the ancient Hebrews spoke of Adam, they are speaking of a creature made from mud. What can you revise Adam from Michelangelo's fair-skinned man and see it maybe more as a darker, muddier, humbler creature? And if you can retranslate and restore that mythical Adam into a being of dirt and water and air, what does that make you? I know that it is lovely to remind ourselves that our bodies contain elements of exploded stars knitted into our bones and tissue, but really, we did not fall from the skies. We arose from and belong to this place, this system. This is a very big planet, and we are but small and excitable bodies of mud. truly, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. This past Thursday, many people celebrated Earth Day with activities, and since 1970, people have used this day to energize the environmental movement. And this year it was hosted online mostly, and it coincided with a global climate summit hosted by the Biden administration. And the nonprofit that sponsors the official Earth Day events places a strong emphasis on education and action and policy change to engage more people of all ages in addressing global climate change and the threat of environmental degradation. And like so many of the previous years, this year's Earth Day had a slogan to go along with it, and this year's slogan is, "Make every day Earth Day, restore our Earth." I really like what these folks are doing. I like the emphasis that you can learn more about going to earthday.com and find the ways that you can do large and small things to restore our Earth. Small ways include reducing your use of carbon fuels, moving to a diet rich in plants, but bigger ways include working with our local government to prepare for the impacts of global climate change. Find ways that Amarillo can reduce its carbon output. But here's where I quibble with the sweet people at earthday.org. There's the idea that we humans are going to restore our Earth. That is some serious anthropocentrism, putting humans at the center of everything. When it comes to thinking that humans and humans alone are the problem, and that humans and humans alone are the solution, I don't know. I also get itchy with the possessiveness implied with the words "our Earth." I trust that the good folks at earthday.org chose those words very carefully and deliberately to remind us that we are all in this together. This is us, this is ours. But given the environmental mess that is caused by accumulative consumerism, cargo ships laden with cheap plastic widgets travel from one side of the earth to the other, and just for the widgets to be used once and then discarded. I want to be very careful that we do not fall into a possessive mindset with our earth. We are still half drunk from the dominionism of colonialism, and which assures us that we are in charge of this planet. If we can reframe that our earth to speak of relationships, as in our mother, our family, then we begin to approach this work more humbly. Because that's what needs restoring, our relationship, not the earth. The earth is going to get on with or without us. It did so for a long time before us, and it will continue spinning and breathing long after we are gone. What needs restoring, repairing, saving is not the earth, it is our relationship with the earth. Now, I know up here in the Texas Panhandle, at times we have a fairly adversarial relationship with the earth. Indeed, there are so many ways that the earth seems ready to kill us. Drought, hail, tornado, heat, poisonous critters. The relationship is not always an easy one. Okay? But then we're the ones trying to live year-round up here. No other humans have ever tried to do this. So our stubbornness is part of the equation. our relationship with this earth, what would it look like if we were to heal this relationship as it is here in the Texas Panhandle? I like to keep things local. I like to keep things specific. What might restoring our relationship consist of? There are so many ways that you and I can reduce our carbon output and encourage local means of carbon sequestration simply by investing in and sustaining native grasses, native trees. There are simple things like mowing the grass less, hang your clothes out on the clothesline, buy locally grown foods. All of these very sensible actions will help, but you know me, I like to get a little messy or a little muddier. To begin to restore your relationship with the earth, may I invite you to get a little bit closer to it. Go find some dirt, some rocks, some soil, and let them welcome you home. Find a rock, put it in your pocket, feel its weight, feel its texture. Can you learn about the minerals it is composed of, the quartz, the silica? Get familiar with what makes it different from other rocks. Is it from this area, or did some humans carry it from somewhere else? Go plant a tree on your own, or get some other folks. Pay attention to all of what is growing around there and examine the soil in that place. If you'd rather start smaller, just go plant some zinnias in a garden. Just dig up some dirt. You might find that digging in the soil improves your mood. There is a very common bacterium in soil, Mycobacterium vaccae, that's released when soil is disturbed and from digging, and when that bacterium is inhaled, it triggers serotonin production in the brain, and that makes the brain of the person feel better. Gardening can help with depression because the bacteria in the soil are welcoming us home. When was the last time you played in the mud and felt the fine particles of the silt and the clay suspended in the water? When did you splash around and muck around, working with clay to maybe shape a simple vessel? It's so satisfying. You might be reminded of how creativity and play are so intertwined. You might come to remember how Elohim and the other creators were probably having fun. The simplest way to restore your relationship with the earth is to go out and sit down on the ground. Spread out a blanket and lie down on the ground. You know, the nice thing about lying down on the ground is you cannot fall off of it. Or find a nice big rock and sit on it. Let it support all of your weight. And then consider how that rock came to be right there. Talk to a geologist. They can help. Then consider how you came to be right there too. The two of you, the rock and you, being right there together in that moment. To restore our relationship to the earth, first you pay attention to the earth. We live here, after all. We are not visitors. We are part of the whole system. We are not the biggest part. We are not the most important part. We are not even the part that will save all the other parts. We are just a part of the interconnected web of existence. Our work is to pay attention to how we are in relationship in this system and with one another. That's really all that's asked of us. To show up, to pay attention, and to fully live into our relationships. Happy Earth Day, y'all.
At this time in our service, the congregation makes its financial offering. If you've made a pledge or would like to begin making a contribution, you can simply mail it into our office or you can make it online. There's a donate button on the YouTube landing page and on our website, uuamarillo.org. On the homepage in the upper right-hand corner, you will find a blue donate button that will take you to a place where you can securely donate through PayPal. If you've made a financial pledge this year, thank you. And please keep up your pledge. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hands, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
May the fellowship of this hour touch and move our lives until we come again together.